Hello there, sorry about that. This will be part two. So, what I was saying was, I in no way want to breach any copyright laws as regarding me just laying out Doreen Virtue's butterfly oracle cards for life changes. I just wanted to use these butterflies as an illustration of how the loss of my mother and my grandmother recently in 2014 and 2015 has actually transformed me in surprising ways that I didn't really expect. So this is just how grief has been affecting me recently, and I just wanted to use these pictures just to illustrate how beautiful one can be transformed even in the hardest and toughest times and circumstances. So this is just helping me to be able to tell my story. Sorry about the quality. I'm using my tablet, which isn't HD, when recording, but I'm sure soon things can improve as regarding my quality. Okay. So the first one, sorry, there's salt up there, Himalayan salt. So the first one card says, end of an era. So after losing my mother, yes, being a full-time carer, and after losing my grandmother too, it was an end of an era. My whole world has been shaken upside down, losing the two most important women in my life. Next we have leaving. They left me to ascend to heaven. I am on earth, and yeah, that's pretty much explanatory. Family changes. Again, self-explanatory. Losing my grandmother and my mother obviously has caused some family changes. The next card, relationship dynamics. Again, this is also self-explanatory. It's the loss of my mother and my grandmother, the matriarch of the family, have definitely changed up the dynamics within the family. So after we've lost them, the dynamics of our family have certainly changed. The next card, sentimental feelings. Now, me and my family, of course, we're going through our grief, we're bereaving, and we are having a lot of sentimental feelings. A lot of these feelings we don't always share with each other. A lot of our sentimental feelings are felt behind closed doors, and we don't always know what one another are feeling during this time. But when we do get together and talk about it, we are honest and open as possible as we can with our sentimental feelings. But we also, I'm sure behind closed doors, I know with me, with my sentimental feelings, being a Cancerian, very emotional, intuitive person, with my sentimental feelings behind closed doors, I definitely do come to a face-to-face with my feelings a lot after losing my mother, my best friend, and my grandmother. The next card, grief work. So that's currently where I am at the moment, grief work. I can just say that when I first lost my grandmother and my mother, I didn't cry, which was unusual for me as a Cancerian. I don't know if I thought everything was a joke, or I thought that they'd both gone away on holiday, on vacation, and that they would be returning soon, and I was in shock. I'm not quite sure. But now, 6 months and a year on, well, 2 years almost for my mother, but and a year for my grandmother. After the first 6 months after losing my mother, I did start to cry. I did start to have grief that physically manifested after 6 months of being unable to cry and thinking that I was in a dream. But now I'm working on trying to heal myself. I'm watching different YouTube videos, reading different books from different authors, going to the advice of different healers and light workers and things like this, just to get me through this grief. So grief work is something that I'm having to do, and my family, I'm sure, are doing the same. The next card we have here is Heavenly Signs. Heavenly Signs have been definitely a lot more prominent in my life these days. I'm noticing a lot of things more recently as regarding heavenly signs. There's a feather there. Sorry, I've got lots of sprinkles of salt on the floor. Yeah, but anyway, heavenly signs have definitely been appearing, just as if my mother and my grandmother are letting me know that they have crossed over, and that they are happy and safe, and they are protecting and guarding me. So yes, I've noticed heavenly signs recently, and I also hear them now as well. Hopefully it's not a sign of going crazy, but I feel a lot more. I'm tapping into my intuition as a Cancerian,